Yeah, Canva works with both vectors and raster files. For example, images are rastered. Uh, so if you go to Photos or like anywhere, or like go to Uploads and upload your own images, right? PNGs, JPEGs. You're able to add filters and stuff like that on top of them, remove backgrounds. I don't know. Yeah, like you have all these options to adjust the settings of the image. Now compare this to if you go to Elements and just select a vector file like this one. For example, this one is going to be sharp no matter how much you increase it in size, where the raster file is not going to stay sharp because it's not a vector file. You also have options to change the colors, like individual colors on the PNGs and JPEGs. You don't have that option. Um, yeah, and then there's videos. Yeah, another thing, if you go to Elements, like, and you search for an element, some of them will be rasters, some of them will be vectors, some of them will be GIFs. So it's important to just, I mean, there's no really simple way to detect which one is which. So you will have to manually add it. So this one has editable colors, but some of them don't for some reason. I don't know if I can find an example. This one has. Like, okay, this one too. Yeah, so this one doesn't, for example, see. And you can't really see which one is which type of file in the Elements tab, at least at the moment. Maybe they will add this feature at some point, but at the moment you can't see it. So yeah, to summarize, yes, you have, I mean, you can work with both raster files and vector files, and most of the shapes and stuff like that are vectorized, so you can resize them and they will stay sharp, and you have color options, like I said. Now, if you go to share and download the thing, again, you will have settings depending on the type of file you want to export. For example, JPEGs, PNGs are rasters. PDF, I think, are vectors, but it will depend. I mean, if you export an image as a PDF file, like this stuff we have right now, I mean, the image will continue to be rasterized. It won't be converted to a vector file. Then if you want to, you have an option to export it SVGs. SVG is a vector file. But again, like I said, images will not convert to vectors, just the elements which are able to be vectorized basically, or were vectorized beforehand. SVGs are only available for pro users, and then before and GIF are like for videos and stuff like that, so they won't be vectorized obviously. Yeah, so like I said, Canva works with both vectors and raster file types, and with videos and other stuff and audio files, but that's besides the point. And you have different settings for different type of layer basically. So yeah, and like when it comes to exporting it, again, you can decide what type of file you want to export. You can export as a vector file, like I said, and you can export it as a raster file type. It will work just fine depending on, I guess, what you need. So yeah, that's basically how Canva works with these types of files.